Hello there, and welcome to a new podcast, My Poetry Readings, with me, your host, Declan Walsh. And I have a question for you. How many poetry books do you have gathering dust on the bookshelves at home? Well, if it's anything like me, you have a few. And despite your best efforts and intentions, you never have really gotten around to reading any of them. So perhaps this podcast is for you. During this COVID-19 lockdown, I've had a little time to literally dust down some of these books. And one in particular, a book called Soundings, the republished English textbook of our secondary education here in Ireland, really jumped out at me. And leafing through it, it had me looking at these poems in somewhat different light and lens. So I figured I may not be alone with this, which has inspired me to start this podcast. Now, from the outset, I am not a poet, nor am I an English literature scholar, but rather someone who is on a journey to revisit the poems that may have shaped our lives, and perhaps discovering new ones along the way. Each episode in this series will be in around 10 minutes, and will feature an introduction to the popular poem, to its writer, and the actual reading of the poem itself. Poetry, like any other pieces of art, music, literature, and the likes, means something different to each and every one of us. So therefore, rather than me rambling on about what it means to me, because frankly, who cares, I'm going to leave the interpretation of the poem up to yourself. The first series is going to concentrate on some of the great Irish poems, both old and new. But the best thing about a journey like this is that sometimes it may take a little detour along the way. And also, quite a number of poems have been put to music, and I will gladly share the details of my favourite musical versions if they so exist. Poetry is everywhere. I'm living in Sligo in the gorgeous northwest of Ireland, the spiritual home of William Butler Yeats. I'm originally from Longford, home to Pádraig Colum and novelists such as Maria Edgeworth and Oliver Goldsmith. And having worked and lived in Dublin for years, how many of us have sat with Patrick Cavan on his bench on Baggot Street Bridge there, just around the corner from Raglan Road, either during the day or more often than not, at night time? I would be delighted if you would like to join me on this journey of discovery of the poems that may have shaped your lives. And if so, please subscribe to My Poetry Readings on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or indeed wherever you get your podcasts. And if you think anybody else would like to join us on this journey of discovery, please share it with them also. You never know, we could be all poets by the time this lockdown finishes. You can also follow the podcast on our Facebook page at My Poetry Readings. Links to all the social media platforms are included in the show notes below. Now, I'm off to sharpen the quill for the next episode. Enjoy.